Hi guys, I'm Tim from FitTech Studios and this is my main man Dan, and we're going to take you through the warm-ups for day one. Okay, firstly we're going to start with forward kayaks. So we've got a roll here to keep it nice and honest. It also gives us something to focus on. We'll start doing it nice and slow. A couple of key tips here. Grip your feet into the floor. Now if you're wearing shoes, it just means you're kind of making your feet short. So you're gripping your toes and your heels together. Then lock your core. By doing that, you just pull your belly button in, making it nice and rigid. The more we lock that, the more you're going to feel that through this warm-up. So if I've got my arms nice and high, so I'm going to keep them at shoulder height, and then I'm going to just sweep across, making my core do a little bit of work, and letting my torso twist a little bit as I just sweep from side to side, avoiding hitting the roll. As I speed up and my core is nice and strong and I'm gripping the floor with my feet, I can feel a lot of work happening through my body. If I decide to squeeze that stick even harder, then I have to really twist my body even more to get a lot more out of this particular warm-up. 30 seconds of this is quite good. Lovely, then that's the first exercise for the warm-up. Then we're going to go to the ball, where Dan and I are going to do a couple of forward passes. So we're just throwing from the chest to each other, like that. As you get warmer, you can start throwing it a little bit harder, a little bit faster. So this is just really getting muscles working and getting ready for exercise. Our third exercise for the warm-up is touching the floor and passing. So you'll notice Dan touches the floor as he twists around. And that's getting those twisting muscles and the glutes working. Again, making sure we lock the core, pulling that belly button in, gripping the feet to the floor. And then we'll spin around. And that way we get to do the muscles in a different way. Lovely. And then following that exercise, we're just going to be holding and we're bringing our knees up for a bit of a squeeze. So we can do this in a couple of ways. We can have our arms up high. And if we do, we want to squeeze those biceps into the ears. So we're going to bring a knee up, go 1, 2, 3, take it down. 1, 2, 3, take it down. The more we reach, the more we get the muscles working. If that's difficult for you to do it up there, the hands can be down here. What I'd recommend is that you squeeze your fists really hard. So if you're like that, pulling it up. And that just turns on the transversus abdominis and makes this start to work a bit harder, get your body nice and ready for the next exercise. All right, now on to the exercises for day one. So Dan's gonna grab himself a Swiss ball and a modest weight dumbbell. Cool. A couple of things as you mount that Swiss ball, be careful, it is a ball. Okay, so what we need to do is make sure that our shoulders and our head is supported by the ball. So you adjust your position accordingly. It doesn't really matter whether it's a 55 centimeter or a 65 centimeter ball, as long as you can keep those hips up. And if you change angles, great, it's just a variable. So he's holding those hips nice and high. His sternal process right here is nice and high too. And he's got the dumbbell, so the back of his arm is touching the ball. You can't see that from this angle, but that is what he's got right now. And from here, he's going to push that dumbbell up and he's going to pronate to there. Nice. And he's going to open up, press up, boom, lovely. So the whole time he's thinking core on, squeezing those glutes, lifting those hips. Nice, Dan. Would you like to show them on the other side, please? All right. So you'll see the back of the arm is going to touch that ball. It's going to press it up and give it a little bit of a twist to take it over that sternum. So he's coming over to my hand. Now by doing that, he's activating more muscle, which is going to help to stabilize his shoulder blades and his chest. It's a very effective exercise. The whole time he's also holding his body up, squeezing his glutes, making all the muscles in his posterior chain, that's the back, nice and strong. Well done, Dan. That wasn't even.
Need extra reps.
All right, so we'll just pop that away. And from here, we're going into the second exercise of day one, which is, you can grab those small dumbbells, please, Dan. Where we're going to do weighted cross crawl. So this is a standing weighted cross crawl as well. So Dan's going to hold those dumbbells above his head. Lovely. We're going to bring that arm bent down to his knee, like that. All right, so he's going to go down to here. Now this is done slowly, and when we're here, we do it a little bit of a hold, and then we drive that back up. So 1, 2, 3, and with preferably without putting the foot back down, he's going to now repeat that. And then holding 1, 2, 3, driving up, 1, 2, 3, taking it down, 1, 2, 3, holding, 1, 2, 3, driving up, 1, 2, 3. It's also important to note here you want to keep that other arm up as well. So let's go to the other side just so it's even. Let's bring those arms a little closer. So you don't want to be too wide, guys. Let's get nice and tall with it. So 1, 2, 3, holding, and then driving up. 1, 2, 3, pointing that foot. 1, 2, 3. Simple exercise, kind of. Complex in nature, works a lot of muscle groups. How do you like that, mate?
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. Well, it doesn't need to be much, like it just needs to be something. Okay, so then we're going to go into a short lunge. Now this, if you are strong enough, your ultimate short lunge is your toes behind a line in the floor and your heels lined up with that toe, and you're going to go down, keeping this foot flat to then drive back up again. So that's the ultimate. So what we're going to start with, if you need it, is a stick for support. So I'll bring one in for you. Okay, and we'll just open that gate up a little bit, so we'll use one of these squares in the floor. Now if you don't have these squares in the floor, we just want to be about this. Now the important factor here, this foot must stay flat. Don't worry about how far your knees come over your toes, that's fine as long as that front foot stays flat. So Dan's going to take that back knee, this one, to the floor. You'll notice that he's raised his heel at the back, perfect. And then he's going to drive up. Cool. Now Dan's strong enough to not need the stick, so we'll do one without it. Thank you. Especially at this gate. Nice. This is one of the most important exercises for knee, ankle and hip strength. So if you do find this very hard and you have to have a very long lunge, that's fine because you can improve it. Nice. Would you like to just keep that orientation and change feet, and we'll just show you how that looks from, no, stay that side. Alright, so Dan's just going to show you from a different angle what's happening with this front foot. So you'll see he's got quite a big angle here and the knees are right over the toes. For the case of the short lunge, this is good.
We're keeping the knee off the floor?
The back knee goes all the way to the floor. Yep. Nice. So this exercise here it's all about improving the stretch and the strength of your tendons around your ankles, knees and hips. Yeah, and if you need that stick, we go for it. And by all means, Dan, could you show them a longer lunge now? So that is the short lunge. Now if that's really difficult for you to keep that foot flat, then we just simply lengthen it out. So you'll see Dan's lunge is quite long now, but it's also possible. And if Dan was having issues with this, we would bring that stick in so we keep that stability. And if he needs more, we bring 2 sticks in. But we keep that stability. We focus on keeping that foot flat. We drive through that front heel as he stands up, and we push those toes of the back leg into the floor as he drives up. So we're really looking at making those muscles nice and strong. And there you go.